Here's an example in which we have a picture of several division problems. I mean, it's just a picture with numbers, kind of a simple picture. Based on those pictures, state which division problem was done. So what are they talking about? So they're showing 6, 6, 6 on this one. Now, what does that mean? Well, what's the total of 6 plus 6 plus 6? It's 18, right? So that means they did 18 divided by 6, which equals 3. Or maybe they did 18 divided by 3, which is 6. This is a picture of which of those two division problems. It could be either one, right? Because you're taking 18 objects and breaking them into 3 groups, or you're taking 18 objects and dividing them by 6 to get 3. You know, which one is it? Well, it all depends on which they say. Repeated subtraction or partitioning into subsets. Well, they say on part A here, repeated subtraction. So let me ask you, which one are you subtracting? Are you subtracting 6 or are you subtracting 3 every time? This first number, is this number subtracted or not? Yeah, it is. You take 18 and you subtract 6 every time. Right? So it's this. You're repeatedly subtracting 6 every time. So it's showing the division problem 18 divided by 6. Because you're repeatedly subtracting. The second number is what you're subtracting each time, the 6. So you just focus and you ask yourself, the number they're giving me, am I subtracting that number? I am subtracting, because they said subtracting. You're subtracting that number every time. You're subtracting that number. So that means it's 18 divided by 6. Let's look at the next one, probably more clear. So this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 15, right? 15 total. And is it 15 divided by 3, or is it 15 divided by 5? Well, this first number, am I supposed to subtract that number? Am I subtracting that number? No, they don't say subtraction. They say partition into sets. So I'm not supposed to look at that first number and think about subtraction. I'm supposed to think about how many sets we have here. How many sets do we have here? 5 sets. So I'm dividing by 5. Do you see the difference now? Now is it becoming more clear? So on this part A, you subtracted. So you think about that 6 as what you're subtracting. And on this one, you don't think about that 3 as what you're subtracting, because you're not supposed to think about subtraction. On part B, you're supposed to think about number of sets. So you count and you go, oh, there's 5 sets, so I'm dividing by 5. On the last one, I was subtracting. I'm subtracting 6, so I'm dividing by 6. Let's try the next one. This one, subtraction. So you're supposed to subtract that 6. So it's 12, right? The total is 12. Divided by 6 or divided by 2, it's divided by 6, right? Because you're supposed to subtract that 6, so you're dividing by 6. Let's try the last one. So this is 5, 10, 15, 20 divided by, now what? Divided by 5 or divided by 4? Well, are we supposed to look at this first number and say subtract? Oh, I forgot to write that for the last one. This was a subtract. So back to the one we're on now. We're supposed to look at this 5 and subtract? No, it says sets. You're supposed to look at how many groups. 4 sets. It's that one. Right? So they'll tell you by the words. If they say subsets, then you count how many subsets. That's your division problem. Right? They said subsets here. I counted 5 sets. That's my division problem. But if they say subtraction, grab that first number. That's your division problem. That's what you're subtracting. Subtraction, grab that first number. That's your division problem. There we go.